Hi, I'm Tom D'Antoni, the editor of OregonMusicNews.com, and this is Scott Fisher, who you just saw his concert. How's it feeling?
Good, man. Thanks for talking a little bit. And
How long
doing
does the adrenaline keep pumping?
Oh,
after
you
a
know,
show,
I think it depends on the show. Tonight was nice and relaxed, so I felt like we just kind of got in there, had a great time, and a little while though. It can last a couple hours.
Yeah. Are you an adrenaline junkie? I know I am.
I always want to think I am, but I think I'm probably not, actually. I'm like, I should go skydiving, and then I'm like, I don't know, jumping out of a plane that works, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Everybody is saying that this new EP is a departure for you, but
Right.
is it? Really?
Well, I mean, it probably sounds like a departure to a lot of people. For me, I'm always in my head, so it makes perfect sense to where I'm at. But it's definitely a lot more, maybe a little more deliberate. There's probably like one drum fill on the whole record. It's a little spacier. I made it inside my living room, so it kind of has a more like organic feel to it. A little more electronic maybe, and hypnotic, I would say. Less. Previously we had done like a lot of touring, and it was more of the band feel. So this was maybe a little bit more organic, coming out of my own little headspace,
But it's not you solo.
No, I had some great players on there.
Who was on it?
Mr. Zane Carney, who's a really amazing LA guitar player who's doing Spider-Man right now on Broadway, I guess, And Rob Stroop, who's a great drummer and studio owner here in Portland. And then myself, I just played all the rest, like Juno bass and all the keys, and yeah.
What is the difference between being in a recording studio and doing it at home? I mean, a lot of people always want to think, I sure would love to work at home.
Sure.
But then when you do get to work at home, after a while you go, I wish I could go to work somewhere. How's it working for you?
I love the ability to be able to kind of, late night, just kind of go straight from the idea phase right to actually recording and taking some more risks. Because, when you're on the clock and in a bigger place, you kind of maybe are a little bit less risk, oriented.
You're not paying by the hour.
Exactly. And so, I think it's a little more immediate and personal, possibly. Oftentimes there's a big difference in the equipment that you would use, but luckily I've been able to borrow and hodgepodge. It's kind of a nice, for what I needed to do for this to make it sound good. And then we mixed it out at Westlake in LA, which is, amazing. Like they mixed Michael Jackson Thriller in there, and so kind of done in my house, low budget, and then brought to like a nice room to kind of really clean it up and make it sound kind of shiny.
So the sound is sort of a departure, yes and no. What about the lyrical content? What are you writing about this time?
Well, I think I was a little bit, when you're younger, I was probably a little bit more militant and wanted to speak my mind. And
oh yes, we're well aware of that.
Yes, of course, right? And then now I feel like it's just a little shift. Not that I don't have principles and things that I want to talk about, but this record was particularly just kind of what was on my mind, and very simple. There's some very simple lyrics that are almost just repeating like a mantra, almost trying to be hypnotic as opposed to more dense ideas. I was just trying to really evoke an emotion as opposed to try to tell people anything.
What was on your mind?
That's it was maybe more of a feeling than what was on my mind, just kind of that groovy, mid-tempo, hypnotic kind of feel. That's what I was feeling at that time.
Are you playing these tunes on the road?
Yeah, so we're doing quite a few radio venues to try to get the word out, and we played all 5 of the songs, well, 4 of them in the first set tonight, and then one of the slower one in the second, and then kind of throwing in some of the older material and some cool covers.
But you have to do that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The fans want it.
Oh yeah, of course. You got to throw in some fun, rearrangement of cool stuff we've been fans of. So.
Yeah. You even gotten to the point where you say, "Oh man, do I have to play that song again?"
Right.
It's funny. I did an interview with Les McCann, and I said, Les, do you ever get tired of playing Compared to What?
Sure, of course.
And he says, you know what? If they want me to play Compared to What 4 times a night,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
No, that's a man who understands and is probably quite appreciative of what he has, you know.
Yeah.
And so, no, I understand where he's coming from. Yeah. And for us, we haven't been out on the road, you know, for almost like a year and a half. I was, you know, been doing a lot of production for other people and writing down in LA, some writing for TV and stuff. So that's been really interesting, writing for other people where you have very strict guidelines kind of what you need. You need a cue, or you need, you know, some type of song for a 15-year-old girl or whatever it is. You know, you like have very specific guidelines. So the Sunny Slope Ave EP for me was kind of switching up and doing something that's more of my own and organic. Just kind of making music for the sake of making music, as opposed to writing for someone else, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks a lot for you know coming in after the gig.
Appreciate it very
All right,
much.
Scott Fisher.
Thank you, Tom.
Tom D'Antoni for Stumptown Bliss.